Hi guys, Darren from venomfluidart. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Fluid Art Express. Up first, you would have seen Carrie from FlukieFluidArt by Carrie. Absolutely awesome chick. If you missed her, there's a link in the description. Go check her out. She's absolutely brilliant. So, thank you very much for being our very special guest today, Carrie. You're awesome, mate. Okie dokie. So, I've been having some problems with my pillow paint lately. I've been buying the 6-litre cans of British paints for the pillow paint. Why do I buy them? Because they were cheap at the time. They were on special for like 88 bucks for 6 litres. I usually buy the 10-litre tins and they're like almost 200. So I figured I'd use the 6 litres, but they're really, really thin. And we've had some super hot weather here, and the paint has just got thinner and thinner and thinner as the temperatures have gone up and up and up. So, me being lazy like I usually am, we've just been keep on using it the way it was, and it's okay for swipes and things like that, but your cells really don't hold up as well when they dry if your pillow's too thin. Or when you try to do blooms, it tends to just smudge it everywhere. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Realistically, you need a nice thick pillow. So, what I've gone and done is took a little video of just how thin this paint is, so you can have a look at that. And yeah, it's really, really thin. So what we're going to do today is thicken it up so it's actually usable, so we can use it for blooms, swipes, and all the other fun stuff that we usually do. Alright, on the screen now you will see some really, really thick pourer medium that I'm mixing up. That stuff there is my usual pouring medium, well, part of it. It's the Taubman's Sunproof. It is really, really super thick in the can. So what I'm going to do is use that and add it to my thin pillow paint to thicken it up. So what we have here is, I've taken that out of the really thin container that I just showed you earlier and put it into a squirt bottle, just to make life easy for me. And what I've also done is, where do I put my little container? There it is. Okay, I've got some of the untinted house paint super thick stuff in this squirt bottle. Right, so what we're going to do is thicken it up. So I'm just going to pop the lid off this one. I like keeping all my pillow paints in squirt bottles like this. Like, that is really, really thin. You can see, doesn't leave much of a trace at all. It's there for a second and then disappears. No good for a pillow paint. So what we're going to do is grab our really thick gloopy stuff, and add it to it. Right, you can see just how thick that stuff is. Right, when you do this at home, go for a consistency. Don't worry about ratios, because you're never going to hit it, because your paint might be thinner than mine or thicker than mine, who knows. So we'll just start with a couple of blobs first. Give it a really good mix. Doesn't take much to mix in. Alright, that's starting to thicken up really nice. It's leaving a bit more of a trace on the surface. So what you're doing is drizzling it. You see it mounds and stays longer. We'll add a bit more. This way, if you do get a thin batch, you don't have to throw it out. You can actually still use it just by thickening it up with untinted house paint that's really, really thick. Now that sunproof is actually an exterior paint. 9 times out of 10 an exterior paint is always thicker than an interior paint. So usually during summer we'll use an exterior. During winter, when the temperatures are really cold, we'll use an interior paint. Right, that's thickening up really good now. Leaves a lot more of a trace, stays a lot longer. So it ain't bad. I reckon we'll probably get away with that. Seems pretty good. Yeah, that'll be fine. So it is quite a lot thicker now than what it was. And that's all you do. Mix your interior, your exterior, untinted, mix it in. Now that sunproof is a neutral base, so when it dries clear. Put some on my finger, give it a squirt. Alright, looks a crappy colour, but don't worry about that, because when you rub it in, you can see straight through it. Okay, so it ain't going to worry the colour of your pillow paint. So that is a neutral base, so it's clear. It's also in a low sheen. You can use a semi-gloss, you can use a gloss, because you're not putting enough of the stuff into the pillow paint that's thin to really mess with the sheen level anyway. Don't stress about it. So what we'll do is put this into our squirt bottle. Not sure if that's on camera or not, because I can't see the screen. Old and blind. And then what we'll do is we'll do a bloom with this thick stuff, and we'll do one with the thin stuff, and we can have a look at the difference between the two. Sounds like a plan. Alright, here goes. Alrighty, here's a cup of the thin stuff. Whoop, that's thin. Super, super thin stuff. Right, we'll just wiggle some out of the edges. Like that. Near enough's close enough. Alright, put that to one side. Like, it is like super thin. Alright, bloom time. Colours. Now for blooms and swipes, I like to keep my colours nice and thick. So, if you look at the mound it leaves, it stays on the surface for a few seconds. Probably 3 seconds, something like that. The reason I like the thicker paints is it tends to be better at holding the cells together. If it's too thin, everything tends to just sink, smudge, and I don't really like it. So I prefer the colours nice and thick. Obviously not too thick, otherwise you won't be able to blow them out, but you know, on the thick side. 3 or 4 seconds trace is more than enough. And I try to keep all my colours roughly the same consistency. If it's out a little bit, really doesn't matter that much, but you're best off trying to keep them all roughly the same. If one's only 3 seconds and then another colour's 4 seconds trace, it doesn't really matter. But if one's really thin and the others are really thick, you will notice the difference. Right, grab some just random colours. Like grab an orange, because I like orange. No other reason, just the fact that I like orange. Alright, put some of that down. And what else shall we use? We'll use this one. Show pony it is. Add some of that. Okie dokie. Let's give her a blow. Let's see what happens, shall we? What we'll do is move that. Oh, gee, that moved quick. Okay, this could be fun. We'll put some selector mode down. Like that. Grab our little mini blower. Give it a blow. Alright, now you've seen with that, because the colours are thick on top of a thin pillow, your colours don't want to move that much, but when they do, you hit the pillow. So you'll get these bleached out sections where it's nothing but pillow paint. Bit there, bit there. That's one reason you don't want thin pillow paint for blooms, because you're going to get that. Now that is super thin, it's already dripping off the sides. Whereas if it was thicker, it wouldn't. Alright, and you'll just see how much movement is actually in that. Just from a little angle. There's a ton of movement. That means your pillow paint is really, really thin. Also, you'll notice the cells suck. I mean, you're going to get little ones, little ones, little ones. But you're not going to get anything decent because it's not thick enough underneath. Alright, spin it out. Yep, it's flying everywhere. Now you can see how much is actually spun off that. That's because it's ridiculously thin. When it's thicker, you can spin longer. You can open everything out nice and slow because everything's thick, it moves slower and you don't distort your cells. But that section where you've hit the pillow paint, to me's ruined it. So, I mean, yeah, you got some nice ones here that spread out. But, yeah, not really a fan. I mean, you guys might like that. Me personally, I don't. So, what we'll do is, we'll hit pause. I'll grab the thick pillow paint this time. And we'll have another crack at it with thick stuff. We'll see what the difference is. Just one other thing. If you are in America, when you go to buy paint, and you go to the paint store, if you grab an exterior paint, you can get the guys there to pop the lid off. You can see just how thick it is. So you'll probably use a strong base, which is a clear one for over in America. Yeah, have a look. If you can, stir it with your fingers. Just see how thick it is. So, yeah, thick works well.
I see the way you look at me, like you want to, but you won't. I'm begging you to take the lead. You got the green light, take control. 'Cause I wanna breathe when you breathe. I wanna hear your heartbeat. Don't need the space in between. I think you know what I'm feeling. I want your body on mine.
Alrighty, that turned out really, really well. The thicker pillow makes such a huge difference. So if you're not getting results that you want, see how thick your pillow is, because if it's too thin, everything ends up wishy-washy and tends to smudge more than create really nice cells that hold together and stay together. Same goes with your colours. They've got to be nice and thick as well. Obviously not too thick that you can't blow it out, but if you've got, say, a 4 or 5 second trace in your colours, you're going to get stuff like this. So hopefully this video has helped. If it has, hit like, share and subscribe. Ring that notification bell. Ding ding. That way you get to see all this stuff as I release it. Once again, thank you, Carrie, for being our very special guest this week. Like I said, there'll be a link in the description. Check her out, guys. She's absolutely awesome. So, alright, that is it from me this week. So, up next we've got Shannon from FlukieFluidArt. Link is in the chat. Or if you're a member of Paint Pouring by venomfluidart on Facebook, use the play all list. That way you get to see everybody and you don't get lost. Okie dokie. Have fun. Take care. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.